Hello guys! We have lots of kifu to analyze today. Currently, I see like 11 on the list, so we have to jump right into it. And we will start with Nibich. It's gonna be hopefully here. Nibich! Nibich! Oh, you're here. Cool. Did I analyze your kifu already? Yo. Nibich, kifu. Who's next? Time Zombie. How do you deal or avoid the night drop 5 pipeline? Lincoln. Kazimes. How do I defend against ranging crook opponents crashing through my camp? My Yagura wasn't enough to defend this game, and after move 62 my defense just fell apart. My friend, I already see a mistake in your strategical approach. We don't play Yagura versus ranging rook, but we're gonna get there. Alright, then we will have Sea of... who else? Sea of Momiji, Justice, Shadfield, Tom Blunts, Lily, Eon... Nibbe. Who asked to roast them? Alright. What do you mean, nope? We don't go with your kifu? We have your kifu first. Did we do it? Or nope, we didn't do it, you mean? I missed. Which timing did you write the nope? Nope, we didn't do it. Cool. We're gonna jump right into it. You were Sente. Nibbe. If you remember that game, that was a week ago, yeah? Yagura, yes. If you say it quickly, it sounds like nothing else. Hello, Evergallo. Hello, Contenti. Stretch. Oh, I didn't see that. I had enough stretch. I went for a walk before stream, so guess I could sit better. Alright, let's go, Divik. You ready? Why don't you protect this? Why don't you protect this exchange? So, if you want to go for Yagura, the Joseki is here. And then they go here, and then you close or move the silver here. That's the Joseki. If you go here, it's like you waste a move, kinda. You allow them to come here, and here you have to play the bishop, which may lead to either Gangi or simply bishop exchange. Now we are still trying to make Yagura, and the opponent completely ignored what we are doing. Around here, we can push this pawn. If we're greedy, we could even eat this pawn. But just going back and see what happens. You're gonna build Yagura. And this square is now open, because there is no pawn, yeah? So because of that, they got this space advantage and like possibility to exchange the silvers. They could use the same square, for example, to activate the knight and attack your silver here. So for example, somewhere in the future, not immediately, they're immediately able to use the knight on this square. So it's important that in the opening you don't allow this exchange. If you go for Yagura, you have to prepare this silver immediately. Yeah. Okay. Here, let's say nothing happened. Yeah, here we push here. We can consider not pushing it and leaving this space for the knight as well. Or there are different approaches, but pushing is okay. Now they've moved back, which is quite surprising. If you guys ever land in this situation, it's perhaps better to move toward the center, actually, and change into reclining silver. Something like that. We just wasted 2 moves. Go upward and go downward. We don't have to immediately protect here because the bishop is protecting the square. The biggest concern is the head. Let's see if you attack it. Okay. If we attack the head, we have to be careful of this counter, right? So let's keep that in mind. You push the edge pawn. And then you attack the head. And then you use this pawn to defend. They distract you. And you continue attacking. I think there is also an option of this move, which is a little bit more aggressive. So it's tactical here, yeah? What are we trying to do? If the bishop goes backwards, we continue attacking. It may seem like they're taking 2 silvers for 1 bishop, but in the end we're able to promote and we're a little bit better off. Next, I expect pawn push, pawn takes, pawn drop, knight jump, pawn promotion, and you kinda win here. If they leave this diagonal, then it's kinda nice to push here. We could simply take this pawn as well. I'm not sure which is better. Eventually, we are able also to play this move. Let's ignore this for now. Eventually, this shape actually protects from any engagement from the enemy on the left side. It's kind of trick here. So yeah, as a Yagura player, if you didn't push this pawn, this move is a really nice one to remember. It's the rapid Yagura style. Why do we go for rapid Yagura? Because we're already in middle game, yeah? We forfeit the solid castle, yeah. If we do castling, they will attack us. They're attacking us currently. So I think it's fair to counter-attack here. This music is annoying. I crave a jazz song right now, but I don't know if they are like copyright free. I wonder. Copyrighted, yeah. Unfortunately. Try this. Says it says stream safe. Maybe we can trust it. Who knows? Thank you for the following boombox Sky. Alright, let's go back to it. So we use the pawn, the idea is the same. The approach is a little bit different. Maybe we would like to activate the bishop here somewhere in the future. It's fine. Yeah, pawn push is also a good one. Now they are counter-attacking. We take it, takes, pawn drop. We could be more aggressive about it and do that. This way we get a free lance. Playing here is of course good enough. Hello, Abigail. Then we... Oh, that's interesting. I was like, how are we gonna continue in this position? If drops free pawn. That's focal point. What's a focal point? Focal point is where like few pieces are looking to. Here in this case it's free. And it's... In Shogi it's troublesome because... For example, if the knight jumps, it cannot go back. If the silver moves, it stops protecting this square. Bishop takes, you're losing material. So it's kind of like this bad zugzwang, like in chess. It forces your opponent to be very, very uncomfortable. Here they have to take it with the bishop, and then we could promote our rook here, yeah? Threatening to take the lance. creating a token, I think it's fair. But here we should promote, right? Because else they're gonna take it. I expected something like this, rather. Where they force the rook to be blocked and then they take it. In that case, you still have a bishop drop. So, I mean, all those lines are good for you. I don't know what's Novotny, but... I guess it's not Zutswang. Zutswang is like... You're not forced, but whatever you do is bad, right? And here you're forced to do something, but you're bad anyway. Hi, Lily! Welcome, everyone. So yeah, I would just sabaki my rook here, honestly. Now you're trying to force it. Like, look what you're doing, Nibik. What are you trying to do? You're trying to open your rook line. Ah, focal point. Novotny sounds Russian. You're trying to open your rook line, but why are you doing that when your rook line was open here already, yeah? Yeah. So to pass, yeah, and it's a little bit different. I said it's kinda like Zutswang, but yeah, not exactly. Forces your opponent to have a tough decision one way or another, yeah? So definitely, to not worry like that, like you did in the future, I would just promote. They cannot keep you out, actually. There's no way they can protect this square. No way. Maybe they can try to drop the pawn, try to capture your rook. But actually, you're safe. Yeah, they can chase you, Maybe this pawn drop looks... That's illegal. That's not working. I was like, I'm gonna try to block the dragon, but yep, that's Nifu. So nothing blocks your dragon. Nothing. I would promote. Pawn drop, here I would promote for the same reason. I just leave my rook here. I accept. I gonna get a free bishop. Why is it a free bishop? Because we sacrificed silver for the bishop and now we got a free silver. So it's like we got bishop for free. Yeah. Tactics. Alright, back to the game. We tried to sabaki the knight, but we actually helped your opponent to sabaki their knight and you gave them a material in hand. And now your rook is blocked anyway. So you had easy situation, now you complicated it for yourself, yeah? You're fighting, ignoring the rook situation, then you sabaki the rook. But now your king is more in danger than his king, yeah? Compare this situation to the previous one. This to this. In this situation, you're the only one that's attacking. Your king is safe, there is no enemy pieces in near vicinity. Compare it to this. Where not only now your king is pressured by this promoted silver and soon to be talking, but also they have the rook back. The material is even here. And you yourself have no attack. No dragon on the enemy camp. Now their king is safe. So you turn the tables for your opponent, kinda. The knight idea was very, very bad as a result. Since I'm gonna hop in and out while I prepare for my WSL game at 17. Lily, it's Nibik, Time Zombie, Lincoln, Kazimierz, Shiyov, Momiji, Justice, Shadfield, Tom Blunt, Lily. There you are, Ian Gray. So you're almost at the end, kinda. Sorry about that. If you're in hurry, we can do it earlier. Use the force Zook. Zook is force, actually, no? Okay. Trying to get the lens, but it's me. How did you win this game? That's my biggest question. You're basically losing here if they play this move. Like, if they pin this gold to your king and they move the silver, it's really hard for you to survive. Really hard. Like this knight is coming in and helping the attack as well. And they have another knight in hand. Oh, Swingen is the force. Okay. They also can like simply exchange the gold for the silver. So I have no idea what you can do here. If you try to protect, it would be really hard Nibik to win. Okay, their dragon died. That explains a lot. You brought the horse back, which is nice. But again, I think you had trouble if they did this. Sure, maybe you can fight with the lance here. Yeah, that could have complicated the situation. The horse move was very good. I applaud you for that. So your enemy should have moved the rook first. Swingen, swungen, swungen. Okay. Oh god, no, please. Tomorrow I have my first lesson after 2-week break. I have to wake up early in the morning. I will have to suffer tomorrow. Please don't let me suffer today. Yeah, so probably taking this was correct. Now it's hard to tell who's winning, but you have a rook job. And he has a king that looks weakened. What you drove the silver? Your silver is under attack right now. I guess you're trying to go for endgame. Okay. Interesting. Okay. Nice. Alright, I guess the silver worked. So this is where it turned around, yeah? The rook was lost. And kinda thanks to that, the king got more living space as well. Nibik, by taking care of his horse, made sure that the king has no escape here. And then went for the decisive attack over there. Nice. This move is really nice. This also works if you were to like drop it from further away. He cannot drop a piece because you just promote and take it, right? But nevertheless, this is a great ending. So Nibik, remember about this pawn protection here. And remember to sabaki the rook when you can. So here I would recommend to promote. But overall, very, very good endgame. And the horse move. That horse move just won you the game. Great job. Thanks for sending. And we jump to the next one. Time Zombie. How do you deal with or avoid knight drop 5-5 attack? That will be the question. He's playing against Melkor. Let's go there. I wrote center. I usually write black, but I wrote center. That's funny. Heya, heya, heya. So we're talking about 5-2 gold from the right for static rook. This is a famous super rapid line. I'm not sure if it's called super rapid or like super rapid. This is the harshest opening you can go for. Static versus central rook. Thank you, Honey Mint. Welcome back. Hello. How to avoid this? My favorite move to avoid this is move to god here. If they take the pawn, I block the rook. If they go back, I block the rook. It's kind of funny thing. If they come back, I can move my gold up. Kind of funny tactic. You can like break the enemy rook positioning. Notice that you may seem to have a fork here, but then this move counters it. So this is a tricky one. It actually forces your opponent to move back. And then the idea is that you put your rook here. And eventually you will offer rook exchange, which they have to deny because they move the gold and they have many rook drop spaces over here. So they will deny, which makes this pawn exchange reversed. Yeah, they have to redrop the same pawn and then you put the rook here. The idea is you castle and start developing the silver. And it's a fun game. I like this one. So this is how you avoid it, yeah? What else can you do? I mean, you could try to not push 5-5 pawn like Nishiyama or Satomi did recently. But yeah, my favorite line would be that one. And here, of course, we enter the crazy line by pushing this pawn. Pawn takes, bishop exchange, bishop drop to 3-3. Rook will promote, bishop will promote, and knight drop will happen. Here, what Sente, the guy on top, is threatening is actually bishop drop here. It looks normal, but notice if you were to protect against it. Well, first of all, this gold is falling, but also this horse will die. This is like the main line you have to know as a central rook. And no matter what the king does, this will always be a check, and this horse will always die, no matter what you do. This is why, in this position, we have to move the king. And then there's many moves. Here we see Melkor go for his tactic. I've seen moves like this one, where you exchange silver for the bishop and so on. But here, maybe it's a newer one. Here we try to exchange 2-for-1 loss. And we have to fight with the... yeah. So this is normal. When they drop the lance, you drop the silver. This is like a normal counter. I would be a little bit eager to like, try it out here or not. Maybe defend with the silver. My idea would be I wanna harass this bishop over here somewhat. So the reason why we cannot do it normally, I think they have like drops here. But now that the bishop is on the board, it's a bit different. It's very complicated, but yeah, if you go into this line. So we picked up 2 pieces. Now they're coming in. And now we drop the knight. So this move looks bad. So I would, in this moment, I would recognize they want to jump the knight. And I would recognize they're going here. I could consider defending this square before they come. I would have to consider that, yeah? Now if we arrive at this position, it feels a little bit scary. If they promote, we take, they take, it's 2-for-1, so it's not too bad of a deal. Maybe we have to protect this somehow, and then treat them to take the knight. Depending on the situation, we wanna do that. But it's really difficult. The other threat they have is like sacrifice gold drop. It's all very complicated. This is all very tactical. Yeah, or that. This move is always a good move for central rook. Always. The idea is if they take with the gold, we can bring more attackers. That's basic one. If they go back, we can drop another pawn, in this case lance. The problem is there's this defender, so maybe it was important to get rid of this bishop while you can. Now it's a little bit late. Okay, but the fighting continues. It's still very Unclear. Okay, that's very clear, yeah? That's very losing. Yeah. Unless this is a checkmate. Alright, was this a checkmate or not? That's the last question, I guess. So we also have this move, combined with this move, which forces them to give us additional piece. If they give us the bishop, which seems... This is check again, yeah? Which seems more obvious. If they take it with this, this is obviously mate. They take it with this. Maybe it's not a mate. Maybe I'm missing something. My idea was to go for something like this. And maybe that would lead to a mate, yeah? But the gold drop, I think they can run actually. Which is quite unfortunate. So do we have another approach? Can we drop the silver or the bishop? Probably not. Yeah, so maybe that's not a mate. In this case... there's also like this move, but I don't think it's working because we give away a whole general for the same reason. It's hard to tell, but probably not. And then this is the last resort. So now this looks interesting because we distract it and we go here. And if we drop something, which has to be bishop or gold because Nifu. So let's say gold. This looks promising, no? No matter which piece takes. Let's say gold. This would be mate. If the bishop trying to protect this square, we just take it and the gold is distracted once more. And the same line comes back. So, Time Zombie had a chance to turn this game around, it seems. So what happened exactly? Why did it happen? Well, in this opening the sitting king is very weak. And as we said, this line brings in attacker. Very strong. This silver looked very good because it defends the escaping route. And this sacrifice perhaps was too strong at that moment. If Time Zombie has Tsume in here, that means that dragon sacrifice was too strong, yeah? So if you guys like very sharp lines, this is definitely something you can try out by yourself. If you're a static rook player, you can force central rook into this crazy variation. There you go. Sadly for Time Zombie, this was a mischance. I will repeat again. In order to avoid the sharp line, you can slow down by moving the gold fruit. Alright, next one. We have Lincoln. No, I think we analyzed this a little bit. Yeah, I sent a message to him. I mean, we can analyze it. What is this piece set called? This is Czech set. It's shogi.cz. Czech, like the country. It's made in. It was designed in that country. You can actually buy it if you would like to have physical version. Yeah, let's look at Lincoln's game. Center, yeah. Lincoln. Today, hopefully, we're not getting distracted by any 31 or 33 long Tsume Shogi. Hi to the monks. Hydrate. I shall drink my tea with Naruto cup. One could argue whenever that's hydrating or dehydrating, drinking tea, but hey. So we see our opponent play this shape. It could still mean they can play 4-5 rook, but most likely they're playing Gangi, yeah? Thank you, Zaibach. Welcome back. 15 months, yeah? Thank you so much. So we should think about what shape do we want to do. Do we want to go for Yagura? Do we want to go for Gangi? Or left side Mino is also a possibility. Silver up. We also, what's interesting, we also decided the spawns position, so our options are a little bit limited. And here we see them push, we move the bishop, and then we move the king. So if we go for Gangi, I would recommend pushing those generals first, because depending on the situation, you want to keep the king here. It's slight difference, guys. It's slight difference. If you move the king here, in order to put the gold here, you have to move the king again. If you put the king here, you don't have to move it again, so you get castle finished one move faster. Please notice that, yeah? Okay, we go for Anaguma, but I would be safer, because they push the spawn, I would be safer if I moved my gold up first. And it also has like this double meaning of... Okay, we have to discuss another thing, but it has another meaning of, oh, I can choose my castle still. I can go for left side Mino. I could go for Anaguma. You don't know yet, yeah? Both of those castles have the gold here, so our position becomes flexible. We can change our mind and like start attacking, for example. Now the question is Anaguma good in a versus static rook? Probably not, because Anaguma's weakness is gonna be the head and the edge, and this is exactly where the enemy attacking pieces are coming from, yeah? So I wouldn't recommend playing that. And yeah, this is... I wanted to show you that this is why you probably should have put this here. The rook will come here, put the pressure on the bishop will have to run away, and now they have this nice vanguard pawn here. We will have to deal with it. We cannot allow them, because what they're trying to do is they're trying to open their bishop line and pressure this. In order for this to not be pressured, we have to delete it using this silver. So, if we were to do this, well, first of all, we were able to drop this pawn and we had no block, like no weakness. But if the same thing happened around here, we are able to recontest this square with this silver and push the rook back. And I mean, this is Yagura, this is correct shape, right? You like using flexible position, but it's difficult to know when to choose a defense. So, just a quick hint. Lance is the most dangerous move you can make. Lance up. The most dangerous move. Because your king movement becomes limited toward those squares, and this is where the bishop becomes very effective. If they over-attacked on this line, you had the option to go sideways always. But once you move the lance, there's no going back, yeah? Then, because they moved this pawn, you expect attack on the bishop's head. So naturally, you move the gold up. I know you guys, I don't know if it's all of you, but I noticed that you guys liked my opening rant, and I was thinking of like making short videos about opening traps. And one of the titles would be something like, do not ignore what your opponent is doing. And I would like you to show you the most basic examples of that. But this is practical example right now. You see him push that pawn in front of your bishop, you have to be careful about it. So this is why, Zaibach, we will choose this move instead of the lance. Basically, lance is saying, I don't mind you attacking. That's what this move means. If you don't mind, it's fine, but I would recommend you mind. Can you drop a pawn on the file of a promoted pawn? Yes, because promoted pawn is token, not a pawn. Kinda. Yeah, but yeah, promoted pawn is not considered a pawn. So you can have pawn that supports a token, for example. That's not illegal. If you have pawn supporting a pawn, that's double pawn, that's illegal, yeah? So for example, just an example. This is legal, yeah? Because this is not considered pawn. This is legal as well. It's a little bit confusing rule. Dropping the pawn like behind the pawn. Like here, I cannot do that because that's double pawn. Yeah. Stabby tokens are very evil. By the way, guys, if you would like to be notified about the new videos, remember to join our Discord. If you have questions like this, I'm so happy to answer you there as well. All right, so we have the bishop here coming up, but again, we're like not concerned about this attack. Okay, that's a great move. All right, I was talking about recontesting this line, but bringing the rook here is also a great idea. And actually, they have no way of protecting this pawn. There's only one tiny problem. This rook can go here, but we can drop the pawn, it's fine. Here we wanna take, they're gonna attack the edge, we're gonna drop the pawn. We could, again, similar to game of Nibich, we could force them to take this and I get a free lance, but the rook would be safe. So I guess this is fine. And then we pressure the rook back, which is cool. And now the situation changed dramatically. How do I explain it? This is not just a king anymore, and this position is very non-standard. And it's really hard for people know what to do exactly here. The castle is non-existent, and we suddenly have a pressure on this file that normally we wouldn't have such pressure. What should we do in this type of situations? If we were to go back, that gives them time to kind of expose our weird non-castle position, right? If we stay, the king and rook stay together and they look a little bit weak. If we castle, maybe they can counterattack here. So yeah, it's very, very, very difficult position. The only option is we already in middle game, we are fighting, we have to continue fighting. Those short videos sounds great. I'm glad you say that, Nivi. I'm just thinking like, instead of making long boring lessons, which I tend to do, like making shorter ones, when I watch chess videos I prefer the short ones as well, so I thought maybe you guys enjoy the same shogi content. Yeah, anyway, I'm thinking. I'm not promising anything because once I promise I put a pressure on myself and then I don't do it, so no promises. So we got a Vanguard pawn, that's cool. King up. So one idea is to go for Nugyoku, yes. More important, we avoid this bishop line. And we get a lance. Now notice that the rook cannot take it because it will die. Yeah. So this is cool technique that Lincoln is playing here. And we got 2 pawns. And another pressure over here. Pawn push. If the knight takes, knight will die. Pawn drop. Knight will die, as expected. Yeah, probably defending that fork would be better. Rather than having a fork yourself. Also, in this situation, you wanna unpromote so that it's a check. Just a small hint here. Promotion takes runs. Okay, so none of you got advantage, and your most important defender is gone. So that's a little bit scary. This is why here we should have defended somewhat. Yes, if we push, our bishop line is blocked. It doesn't look so comfortable. But currently, our game plan is put our king in invincible shape. It's a very rare situation. Hi! A very rare situation. In Shogi, usually you win by checkmating the enemy king first. But there is this weird situation where your opponent overattacks and you get huge advantage and you can win without capturing their king. Kinda. You win by not losing. You win by extinguishing their attack completely. This is something we could consider doing here. Here what we're doing, we're trying to extinguish that attack of theirs. Once their all pieces are crushed together, we can slowly build up attack, slowly build up stuff. For example, we can slowly bring this silver here, take here, promote this pawn, and we have a token. And having the token here is like we start building castle around here. The king just moves into opponent camp. Let's ignore this bishop for now, but like moves in. And that's the invincible shape. The entering king. Once we have that set up, we can just attack slowly, yeah? So this is possible because over here we managed to get this amazing advanced position. Enemy didn't punish our king to advance to the middle line. And we gained no pawn in hand for the opponent's advantage, which is huge combined with the king being here. So this was correct choice by Lincoln all along. Apart from this situation, yeah. Now king is alone. So enemy will try to fight back. This is a little bit scary because we gave them that pawn that they never had. We gave them a lot of pieces in hand. It's kind of scary, yeah. But perhaps this situation is already desperate and we have to do something. Bishop takes, rook pawn push, silver drop, king runs, takes, drop, runs, dragon promotes, and this is painful. This is great move for Lincoln. Our problem? Maybe not so good. I mean, if we get the rook, that would be good, but I didn't notice the lance. So, again, our idea of surviving is going for the entering king. Currently, this gold combined with this bishop is a little bit concerning. It's not enough to win. Slowly getting concerning. Bishop drop lance takes... yeah, maybe a little bit too much. So maybe lance drop alone was better? But it's really hard. Now they have two bishops. So this is even more concerning. This is, what is this? This is checkmate, right? Which is illegal, pawn drop mate. Can we avoid arriving at that? We can probably try to take this stance, but then pawn takes and king has additional square to go. But yeah, we could. No, we cannot. Yeah, we cannot. This is protected actually. I would like to drop the bishop here, but there's a lance. That's the problem. Ay, 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 ay. Very tough position we put ourselves in. Because we give away the bishop. So it's became equal, yeah? It was made? 3-6? The 3-6 is here, my friend. I mean 7-6? You mean this one? 3-5. Actually, there is a knight here, yeah? It's fine. If the bishop could promote, it would be nice, but it cannot. It's the 4th row. Yeah, the knight is like the piece that's preventing us from winning here. I mean, I'm pretty sure there is something. Like, maybe there's move like this. Which is a little bit weird to look at. The idea being if they take, we have the bishop and then we promote here and then we have Hishi. By going here, it's checkmate, yeah? Can they prevent it somehow else? Like, they have silver drop. They cannot drop the pawns. There is Nifu. Maybe we can drop like a silver around here-ish. Here, probably giving away silver. That's gonna be a mate with silver drop. So dropping here or jumping with the knight. But then maybe like this. And then again Hishi, yeah? If silver drop, that again gives us a silver, so it's a little bit concerning. Of this move, yeah. So maybe this was the tricky move for Lincoln to survive with. Because he gave this second bishop. Because those tactics are possible, yeah? So just to prove a point, the whole line. So the opponent misses the chance. And Lincoln starts running again. Now, entering king is particularly weird for the eyes. For a shogi player's eyes, because you're so used to see those pieces attack squares like this, but suddenly they're like behind your king. And suddenly you can promote your pawn when they used to be able to promote the pawn. And both players slowly start being confused, yeah? Pawn drop is a great move. If the rook takes, we can fork and take this gold. This is a very strong threat of a checkmate. And we get the rook here. And we talked with Lincoln here. He had a winning variation with silver drop 5-1. This was Tsume for him. He dropped the bishop instead. The king started running. He started running as well. We're getting closer to Nugyoku, but not close enough yet. Yeah, so here this looks like a strong move, but pawn looks like a strong counter. If we take the gold, king dies. Very well played by the opponent. So perhaps the talking wasn't the best move. Currently they're not retaining gold drop from behind because of the lance. The sacrifice here doesn't work, so maybe we could have went for some, trying to set up some Hishi type of position, yeah? Maybe like bishop promotion, trying to eat this gold, stuff like that. Or that. And this became very, very difficult. But basically what Lincoln had to do is continue keeping his king in safety. And moves like this were proposed by the computer. We analyzed this together. Because he didn't do that, this king slowly creeped into this square, and this became checkmate yet again, and that was really difficult to prevent and led to his demise, basically. So yeah, entering kings are very tricky ones. You should always prioritize your king's safety, because that's your idea. Slow down the game, put your king in the safety, then counter-attack slowly. It's always the juggle between can I do this? Can I do this? If I cannot, maybe I should counter, and so on. But it's one of those risky but highly rewardable playstyles, yeah? In this case, I think this move was like a thorn in Linka's heart. Like this gold disappearing from the position made it very difficult. So therefore, the recommendation was to completely slow down the game, not go for the counter, but like prevent this knight jump at all cost. And again, I do not really recommend playing Anaguma in Ibisha games because of the weakness in front. Yeah, so that's gonna be all for this one. We're gonna jump next. Today we're going hopefully with a little bit quicker tempo. We have many games to watch. We have Kazimierz from Vietnam. Kazimierz. How do I defend against ranging rook opponent, crushing through my camp? And he had Yagura. So we already know you shouldn't be playing Yagura against swinging rook. Now the reason why you don't do it okay. Your opponent put silver in front of your rook. That's a very bad shape. And we're happy to see that. Then you put the silver in front of your pawn over here, which is now blocked by your pawn and their pawns, and you have no way to force its advancement anymore. That's a bad shape. The ideal position for a silver is to cross onto 5th row, possibly into 6th row. If you manage that, you can effectively pressure your enemy's position. If you put the silver here, there's no hope for it. So maybe going here with the option of going there is one way to develop your silver. But from my personal experience, I know climbing silver is not the best option against swinging rook. Why? Because they have a whole rook to help them protect this file, unlike Yagura. So we will talk about advanced concept here. And I know some beginners, for some beginners it's easier to understand it, for some others it's like, what are you talking about? But each shogi castle has a weakness and its strengths. Yagura will end up having a lot of pieces in front, like here. And those pieces affect those squares. Yeah? Which means this castle is strong if the enemy comes from this side, if the attack comes from this side. The problem is they're playing ranging rook. So we already know that the attack is coming from here. And when the rook promotes, it's gonna come from here. And you know where Yagura weakness is? You guessed it right. Here. So this choice of castle is inappropriate to what your opponent played. What other castle can we make? Usually I recommend both castle. So if you... Okay, first move. If you see them move the rook here, don't play this move. Just don't. Because the gold goes away from enemy's attack. You wanna keep it here. You want to put your king there. Whatever they played, yeah. And this is both castle. Your generals are affecting those squares. And this is where from they will attack. You can go deeper. You can go into Mino. Left side Mino. Again, all those generals affect the side. And notice they're all connected. Silver protects the gold, gold protects the silver, the gold protects the gold. And yes, you guessed it, this gold is kind of weak point as well. But that's more advanced stuff. And yes, the bishop's head is a weakness. But the attack is coming from here anyway. So we do have to choose our strengths and weaknesses. In this case, we admit, sure, you're playing ranging rook, I'm scared from the side. So yeah, Yagura, not the correct choice. And we castle. We could go into Anaguma. Whatever they play. We could transpose into Anaguma, which would be more appropriate. Why is this more appropriate? Because the king is further from the fight. And the castle, this characteristic of this castle, it's more stronger in general. Yes, Momiji. That's a interesting point as well. This is why we sometimes prefer to put king in tower Mino or Yonenaga's king to avoid that diagonal. But in this case, their bishop is here, so it's something we could consider. So now we're at... Okay, so that's the opening phase, yeah? We chose the wrong castle. So as an effect, we are at the disadvantage. Now let's talk about the piece activity. This silver has nowhere to go. The bishop and rook seemingly are cooperating, so that's good. We sacrifice this pawn, and we push this pawn. Do we have a continuation here? Or did we just sacrifice the pawn for nothing? That's a big question, yeah? I personally would recommend going here, because I recognize this square is an undefended weakness. And I would like to try to go there. If they protect, I just push this pawn, I force them back, and I go again. I take, and look what happens. They have to somehow defend this line. So we are pressuring them. Of course, our silver is not very useful, and the bishop doesn't cooperate. But that's because of the shape we chose. Maybe sack the bishop for rook activity. Alright, so we have an idea for chat here to go like this. And we sacrifice a bishop for silver in order to get our rook promoted. Normally that would be good. The problem here is we're playing against Anaguma, so it's gonna be hard. But if you would play like this, it would be correct on your level. I expect them to maybe push this pawn, force your silver into even weirder position. Yeah, and a difficult fight would continue. It isn't easy. Because your rook will sabaki, you were with pressure on their pieces. The rook is protected. So currently nothing will happen, but eventually maybe something can be born from it. Okay, they helped you sabaki or silver and bishop, which is nice. And we arrive in the late middle game. So now, what's most important is the king's safety. Dear chat, which king looks safer in this position and why? There are two reasons why there is a difference. Two main reasons why there is a difference in king safety. Anaguma king because it's Anaguma. That's not good enough reason. Why is it? Why do you say because it's Anaguma? Explain. What makes Anaguma so strong? Let's consciously think about this. The king is further from the center. Yes, this king is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares away from the center. This king is 1, 2, 3 squares away from the center. Which means this king is harder to get. That's reason number 1. The general formation is better suited to defend against side attacks. That's correct. This silver is not helping us protect against this dragon, while all those pieces are connected, protecting against this dragon. There is one more thing, which I just completely blacked out. Give me a second. What was it? Ah yes, so Anaguma, one other thing you should know, is a solid castle, and it has no checks possible against it. So if you have a pawn and lance, you cannot make a check. If you have a knight, you cannot make a check. If you have a bishop, you cannot make a check. If you have a rook, you cannot make a check. So even if the enemy gives you 10,000 pieces in hand, you cannot find a checkmate. That's the Anaguma's characteristic, being very solid. Your king... Yeah, there is a check immediately, yeah? There is a check. There are many ways to, like, use it. We can, of course, consider the fact it's your turn to move, so maybe you could defend here somehow, but you just took the knight. The knight doesn't help you attack, they will just run you over like that. The Anaguma's weakness... Why is it weak from the side? You just saw those golds that cannot be protected if you attack them from the behind. Very difficult to like deal with this situation. You're dealing with it just fine. We cannot take this because this gold is falling. So you go back. So you're doing your best. But yes, they're just eating your defenders. Maybe you can try to drop another silver here. Like they drop a general, you drop a general, yeah? You just continue it. But I guess they can just take it. Drop another one here. Maybe you can... If you manage to like create a Senishite position where you repeat the moves. If you manage to create a situation like this, go for it. Go for the draw. This would be a draw even though there's a check. The in-between move, this move wasn't a check, so it's legal. In this situation, you have to accept a draw. You accept my king is more unsafe, I have no way of winning it by the speed of my attack. I will accept the draw and repeat the game with reverse colors. Yeah, so Anaguma in general thoughts to answer... Anaguma has a low structure, which means they have less influence over the middle of the board. This is why we have the Anaguma rush. We have to sometimes force our way in because we have no support of those other generals. It's a good point. This is why, as a static rook, you often see like vanguard pawns, and then you have like those bishops here and stuff pressuring Anaguma, because you can take the space and you should take that space. Wideness, yeah. Balance and space, yes. But its strength is the solidness. So here we... Okay, this pawn we cannot... If we take this pawn, we're gonna die. Do not take the... Do not... Okay. This is a poisonous pawn. Never take such pawn, because this will enable them to drop a pawn immediately. Like this pawn like teleports into your camp and you die, yeah? Never take those pawns. Alright, we're adding some attacks here. Actually, we can take it. Call me crazy, but we can take this silver. What can they do? Sure, they can give us a check. That's all. We just run. Here or here. Sure, they can give us another check. We can drop a piece. Maybe it's a little bit dangerous. Maybe a knight. And then we can eat this guy. If we go here, they don't even have the check, yeah? And again, what's Anaguma's weakness? They don't control the space. So if we enter our king, that's one way to deal with Anaguma. In this case, they run out of attacking pieces. They cannot pick up the knight because we have a dragon here protecting. They cannot pick up this knight because the silver is blocking it. I would go for slow, yeah, king approach on the other side. Like, enter my king. I don't care about this king. I want to put my king into safety and then counter-attack with tokens. I want to make 50 tokens attacking this Anaguma. Slowly, yeah? So this is when your opponent's attack would run out of steam. Now you didn't take it. Oh, you took here. Okay, you got a free silver. Sure. Cool. He's running out of steam. No, not the bishop. Okay, I guess it's fine. We are trying to get this dragon to run away. That's cool. The problem is they have immediately this pawn push later, but that's why I'm like, maybe pawn drop to like avoid this pawn and silver drop. And I mean, silver drop here would be also quite interesting move, doing the same thing as the bishop. Bishop 9-4 is what you wanted to try. Bishop 9-4. I mean, yeah, same idea, but more aggressive. We do one way of defending is telling the enemy pivotal piece to like go away. So that's great. But one of the way of defending is adding more defenders. And better defender than the bishop is the silver. And yeah, if we continue, it's Senichte. We accept it. Is it gonna say Senichte or... Okay, it doesn't say, but after 4 times, it arrives at Senichte and it's fine. It's fine. I mean, now you're winning, so maybe you should consider going for the win, but if you say, oh, I'm not liking this bishop drop, then go for Senichte, yeah? Okay, we're fighting. We can try to play this move to chase the dragon away, but then they go here, so it's a little bit, yeah, troublesome. Oh, we took the poisonous pawn! Oh no! Oh no. Okay, let's learn this, guys. Let's learn this one thing. If we take this pawn, we gain this pawn positioning. If this pawn helps us attack, cool. But now, this pawn doesn't help us attack, and we just sped up their attack. If we were to play another move, and play another move, now they would arrive at the same position, right? We actually have a checkmate here. So this is how many moves we sped them up with. We could have won this game in the time they promote that pawn, basically. But because we took it... Yeah. I mean, we can still run and... Ooh, okay, we're winning here. How did we lose this game? No. I mean, that's fine. Knight, sure. Yeah, okay. I was thinking here and we allow them to promote, but if we keep the gold here, he can never promote. Sure, knight, sure. Yeah. Okay. Technique against Anaguma number 1. Attack this guy. You win. Ta-da! Okay, might be not that easy, but the idea is if you create a space here, they cannot stop your dragon. I just sacrificed a whole silver for that, by the way. This is sacrifice, yeah? This silver. And I create the space, gold. Gold like this next to the silver is a weakness of Anaguma. Gold combined with this dragon, combined with this bishop, perfection. By the way, if they try to be more aggressive and they drop the knight saying, oh, I'm gonna fork you, just defend. I have all your silvers. I will invest one of them to prevent you from doing stuff. Next, you take and make a holy in Anaguma for a night drop. Beautiful. Yeah, that was your chance. Now we go here. We don't need that lance. We don't need that lance. Don't take that lance. You just run away from the enemy king. You want to attack this guy, yeah? Attack that guy. Who cares about this lance? It's gonna stay here forever. Just leave it. Yeah? You don't need that lance to attack. You have silver knight. And 1 silver more. Okay, now they took your gold. Now we're trying to defend. Now we wasted another silver for the defense. So now we don't have enough to attack with. And now they go for Sume. Yep. And by the way, the resign button is here for new players. It's hard to notice, but if you see it checkmate, resign button. It's more beautiful in Shogi culture to resign, admit your defeat. So Kazimierz, you played really well. Yagura wasn't your best choice for the opening, but you defended very, very strongly. I really liked it. But what you missed is the final punch on the enemy. When your king is safe enough, like here, when your king is safe enough, imagine it's you in Anaguma and they have a weak castle. What would you do then? You just attack. Your king is safe, right? That's kind of what this situation means, indirectly, because they don't have enough attacking pieces. So change the flow of the game. Start putting pressure on them. Yeah, that was your chance over here. And if you're not used to Anaguma, well, we showed a few weaknesses of Anaguma today. Hopefully that's gonna be useful for you in the future. Okay. That's it for now. I don't want to complicate it. This is actually still a little bit difficult, but yeah, let's keep it simple. Alright, Seov. Next is Seov against Basilio. I assume this is TT series. Okay. We are Gote. I didn't download the kifu. My opponent doesn't want to stop checking my king because his king is under a dangerous position. But an idea came to my mind. I can use the rule of perpetual check to force him to stop checking my king. With the bishop horse 5-5 or horse 6-4 and force him to use other materials. Then I don't know, is it because he didn't calculate that this is the 3rd time perpetual check, or he just forgot about rule? He repeated the perpetual check 3 times. And I suddenly won in surprise. Okay, so this is a big hint for the beginners. I'm gonna show you the final position. I saw this game before, but if you check enemy king, if he runs, you check him again, and he runs, and then you repeat the same check. This is the 2nd time we arrive in this position. And you repeat the same, this is 3rd time, position 4 times. That's illegal perpetual check. What's the difference from the perpetual draw that we talked about? Every move is a check. Every move in the sequence was a check. If one of those moves is not a check, so for example, we go here, and we repeat this 4 times, notice that this move isn't a check, and this person repeats it from their own volition. In this case, it's a draw. So it is only when all the moves are a check when it's illegal. I like to imagine it's like king running forever. You just cannot capture him, yeah? And therefore you have to admit defeat. Anyway, let's see the game before that. The enemy is playing Ureshino, which is a weird strategy where you put your left silver here and you don't defend the bishop's head. It looks like it's weak against climbing silver, but eventually the silver will come and support the defense of the bishop's head, so it isn't that simple. Seof is making Gangi in the meantime. And the enemy shows some aggressive silver movement. So here, yes, I would play the same move exactly. We're trying to expose the fact that the enemy moved the silver prematurely. And we're trying to trap it using the silver scissors technique. Normally, you know, it would be like this. So those pawns would be scissoring the silver into no escape situation. The bishop can come here. Now they're threatening to go here because the rook is falling, so you have to move the rook up. Now nothing is saving the silver from dying. Pawn 5-5. Trying to play some in-between move. And take it. If we were to push this one here, the silver can go here, so it's good call from Theo to play this in-between move and then scissor the silver, yeah? So now a fight is starting because Senda is losing if they do anything. So they're trying to expose the fact that the king is in the center. And Theo gives up and exchanges silver. Theo, we cannot exchange the silvers here. You just push this pawn anyway. So now the threat is they take this pawn. I see. The problem is we will be in check. And it seems like we can just simply run away or defend. But then the silver will be able to move and we gain nothing. Alright, I see it now. How about this move then? Yes, we cannot take the silver yet, because they can run here. But we have a nice center. And we can play around that silver being so weak. Now, if we do what we did, notice that we're exchanging the defensive knight, defensive silver with his silver. It's not optimal. But sure, we have a nice vanguard pawn in the center as a result, so let's go with that. Yeah, we have even better vanguard pawn. We bring the knight to the attack. Looks great. We could consider dropping here, but our king is a little bit more in danger, I feel. We could consider that though. Like if bishop takes, we drop the pawn again. If rook takes, we also drop the pawn again. Like we continue pressuring. It's very difficult, but could be considerable. They go here, we jump the knight, we drop the silver anyway. Cool. We drop the pawn. It's the same situation. Alright. And we got the full rook. That's nice. This is all force, this is all endgame. Did we have a better ending attack here or not? Could we have... Because in Shogi what you want is not only like an attack, you want a reliable attack. That's something I've been keep on repeating, right? We could have... At some point jumped with this knight. But I guess there is a check here, so no. I mean, take and then check. So no, pawn drop is better. We could consider jumping here, maybe. The threat being both here and here. Okay, go, but then we use the gold. Take the silver. We could consider taking it with the rook. If they drop the silver, our rook is not hanging, so we could play a different move, like a rook drop 4-9 and like take off this bishop. We could consider it, yeah. We went here, which forces us to move again, which activated the bishop, so that's unfortunate. Silver drop, takes, check. So the usual shape is rook drop. Why is it a good rook drop? Because it forces them to use a piece from hand. And they don't have a good blocking piece. Notice if they run, there's a gold drop at the head, yeah? This is why this rook drop is so good. If they use, let's say, silver, they have less pieces to attack with. Depending on the situation, we could continue like checking them and go to the similar position we were before, yeah? Now this time we have a token here, so changes a little bit perhaps. Depending on the situation, yeah? This is actually almost a checkmate, if not a checkmate with a bishop drop. Again, because they have a wrong piece to drop with. Yeah, whatever. But that would lead to a nice mate as well. This rook enables us, yeah? It gives us a whole token as a result. Here we sacrifice a whole token. And we have to use a whole gold to like chase him away. And we have no use for the rook. Yeah. We ended up having 2 rooks in hand and not a good ways to use it. So I think it could be considerable to use the rook in this exact position. Yeah. Here again we have a checkmate actually, which is sacrifice, draw them away from the defense of the knight, take the knight, and then edge king versus edge king, use the edge pawn, and then we can use the rook against them. Ta-da! We don't have to use the rook actually, we can just push the pawn. Ta-da! Magic. It's kind of tactic here. Yeah. Drag him away. We need that silver. We want that silver. Rook drop on 2-8 was a faster checkmate. Okay. Rook 2-8. Now the problem is the silver is helping them defend, so... this is why I wanted to drop it from the other side, so that this silver is... Oh, the bishop takes it. Yeah, that's even that. There is a bishop, actually. Okay, you're right. Silver drop didn't work. Because we can take it and drop the silver. That's my bet. Yes, you're right. But Lily is even more correct. Rook is hanging. Good. Yeah, so I'm just explaining why I didn't even think of this move. Is because I don't want to touch this silver. But yeah, the bishop is there and the silver drop didn't work. So we all were correct in a way. Alright. Summary of the whole game. Your opponent did very well, like countering that silver. And I think you did well. You translated that hanging silver not into material balance advantage, but into positional advantage. I think you did it great around here. you had this pawn here, and then which translated into rook advantage. I slightly feel that maybe rook takes was a little bit better, but now that I think of it, maybe the bishop was coming around here. Not easy at all. Around here you had better tactics, yeah, the endgame. Here you had some after this move. So please try to consider this position again and remember the pattern. Yeah, actually the game continued. I just thought it ended, but it ended up in the perpetual check. It was clearly winning there. Yeah, and this is just unacceptable. So what your opponent could have done instead... Yeah, I mean, there is this silver drop here, which is a checkmate. So even if you go for a Hishi, that's losing. So basically, this is a lost position for them. There's no escaping it. Wait, they would have to protect it. But then you take this. And you continue attacking. Maybe there's a chance if they push the pawn and like prevent you from doing something. This horse is defending here, so maybe there would be a tiny bit of chance here for them. For example, this is a checkmate threat, so you would need to have something decisive over here, yeah? It would put pressure on you and perhaps force you to make a mistake. If you have one threat, defend that one threat, yeah? Alright. Momiji next. Thank you for the follow. Mr. Retical. Are you... Is it from the Mist the game? Perhaps? Mr. Retical. Or is it like Miss, like Mrs. Miss? No, it would have two S, right? I'm wondering. Alright, Momiji. Is there something that should have been improved in my gote position before playing 7-5 pawn on move 28? Okay, so there is a lot of positional questions, so we would have to go there. Are there some articulable insights on what to pay attention to and what to aim for when playing against the ranging rook? In one book I've read that static rook seeks the bishop's exchange, but then my opponent happily exchange bishops and often crush me while two rooks sadly stare at the wall of Mino. I regularly manage to evolve the boat castle into lozenge. Actually, I'm not sure what lozenge is. But it uses all my generals and I'm quite unsure how to proceed then. More specifically, which general, if any, is supposed to be assigned in assaulting role. Lozenge, let's Google that. Lozenge. Diamond. Okay, so it's like boat, but with silver moves diagonally upwards, yeah? Did I download it? Yeah. So, yeah, but when you see diamond, I think of Diamond Mina, unfortunately. Improper application as in misused. Mistheoretical. Okay. So I'm gonna watch the game first, and then I'm gonna look at your questions again afterwards. I might answer them unconsciously, but we'll see. So we're playing static rook versus ranging rook. I would play this pawn a little bit earlier. Okay. So this is the launch or the diamond shape. The edge pawn, the edge pawn, the edge, the edge pawn, the edge pawn, the edge pawn, the edge pawn. We're not gonna play the edge pawn. So, yes, we do wanna exchange rook for the, like, we wanna exchange bishops. Why? Because generally speaking, if we manage to exchange bishops, we are able to sabaki our rook. But what did we just do? We are losing a silver for a moment. Is it okay? Is it acceptable? Normally this will happen. Something like this. And then the rook has trouble going backward. This is like the Joseki. Why the rook has trouble going backward? Because and all the steps along the way, there's some nasty bishop drop. Just gonna force us to like go somewhere. This is the trouble of this particular Joseki. If you read Habu's brain, the lance positioning matters a lot, and this pawn positioning matters a lot. Definitely the edge pawn is pushed. But it's all very tricky. For example, when you drop the rook later on, you drop the silver, and the question is, are you able to take this lance or not? In this case, you wouldn't be, yeah? So in this case, we might have, like, advanced speak, maybe this Joseki was, like, the different Joseki was necessary. Maybe. Does it favor... I mean, considering the static rook has often an edge attack, I would say Ibisha is happy to push the edge pawn. Just that. There's like different approaches here. There's also pawn drop, and then you re-establish your silver positioning into this square, and you push this one, and so on. There are different approaches you can have. You can move the rook first. There's different ways you can reconsider this position. Let's see your questions. 37. Was the rook move a better option? Yes. Because your silver is dying. Yeah. So this is where we say your bishop... The bishop exchange favors here the enemy because they got a silver on top of it. Why is the edge pawn push important? Let's consider the position where the bishop is here, and you have a knight and gold in hand. Knight, king moves, gold, checkmate. Let's consider this position, when there is bishop here and you have knight and gold in hand. Knight drop, king runs... Wait, I don't have a checkmate anymore. What happened? King has more space. The same applies to your king. Yeah, you need a diagonal piece to be able to capture this king, or a second knight or something. Like it gives me more option. Or knight drop, king runs, force you to drop the gold, to run away. You still need like few more pieces to checkmate it. It's important in endgame, basically. An early escape route. For static rook, if you have some nice edge attacking possibilities, it's also cool sometimes. There is an option if you move back as well. There's an option of bishop drop from behind, not from the front, if you want to avoid that line. But yeah, the lance is moved, so I'm not sure how effective is that. Okay, so we have this position. I would have taken it by the knight so that I can advance my position upward. They took it with the gold. It's just nice. And then we lost the lance, so that's not optimal. They almost are able to sacrifice this for the silver. And continue attacking. Like, block your look from Sabaki and continue attacking. Almost. I think. Here, you could have considered to not take your silver as well. It's very tricky. Your questions will be about move 54. So you should promote here, you're saying, instead. I don't think it matters. But maybe better because you can take the knight. Bishop or 6-8. Oh, that's later. Oh no, that's later. Okay, never mind. Let's watch it first. I'm making it more confusing. Yeah, probably dropping here instead was smarter. Probably. Yeah, you have to sacrifice it for the gold. So if this happens, they have to move the bishop again. And then you can take this, threatening the mate. Then they're gonna go here, avoiding that with a check. Gonna go here. And then they have trouble defending that. They don't have a gold, they don't have a general, right? If they drop the rook, say here, we could just slow down the game and say, ha 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 ha, your rook is stupid. So if you sacrifice one of your rook for their pillar piece, which is the gold, and you get back the tempo to survive with the rook, you're quite better off. Aren't you? So this was the moment of bravery, which also means that the rook drop wasn't too bad. The moment of bravery. Do you go for it or not? And the answer was you have to. Yeah? They cannot... Here you just gave away a rook for a lance. And their castle is pristine. Gold drop 3-9, is it a good drop? Well, we have to avoid the attack of the silver. Actually, you're right. Gold drop is decisive enough. Yes, Evergallo, you're right. This is decisive. And look! They don't have the edge pawn pushed. Even though they push it now, it's too late. I guess it wouldn't have mattered, actually. But, like, it could be nice to have the pawn push earlier, right? Also, if they had a knight, they can drop it here if the pawn is not pushed. Just a side note. Which is, by the way, Minos, Vods castle's weakness, right? If they attack here and this square at the same time. And you enable one more piece to attack this square. Together with the lance. By not pushing the edge pawn. So the answer is no. This wasn't the bad move. The rook drop. The problem was... yeah. Oh, you mentioned it. Yeah, 4-9. With the idea of 3-9. You mentioned it in your comment. Exactly. Exactly. That's good. So to answer your first question, static rook looks for bishop exchange, ranging rook looks for rook exchange. They don't want to get stuck with the rook in their own camp. They want sabaki because their king castle is better, like it's deeper. So if it's equal sabaki, ranging rook is supposed to be better. To counter that, you have two options. Make more solid castle before attacking, or attack more severely, and this is why you need the exact Joseki to have the advantage. Else it's gonna be just equal fight. In this case, it's equal fight. I regularly manage to evolve the podcast into Larzench, but it uses all my generals. I also like to use Elmo Castle, just like this. This helps to protect against that bishop promotion. If you like that attacking line, it might be something you can consider. This god's position can be anywhere among those files. Or here even. Anywhere. Depends on your idea. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but usually you prefer to push it, I think. Like, as I said, you have additional weakness. I really think they could have considered taking it. But the follow-up move is quite difficult. Quite difficult. Anyway. So your two rooks were very strong, and here you see why it was cool for you to attack like that. You just missed the correct move, yeah? Yeah, as yellow says. After bishop drop, isn't free bishop supposed to take the silver? Here, yeah? I was thinking about it. As I said, we're gonna arrive at this position, which is gonna be difficult for the rook to retreat. I mentioned that before as well, yeah? This is just like, yeah, you have to learn that as well. And again, if your gold is here, your king has more escape square over here. A little bit less wall looking. There are lines when there's a bishop and boom, gold drop, you die. If your gold is here, it protects both and gives you escape route. Anyway. I would recommend you look up this line, basically, Momiji. So again, either you go for more solid castle or you need to have some sort of advantage, and then the advantage will go from very complicated strategical lines. Whenever it's the fact that you can pick up the lance, or you have some form of attack first, or you have that edge attack or not. This is gonna be very subtle thing, and I'm sorry, it's just difficult, and I also don't really understand it myself. You either go for the sabaki or the pressure, like we mentioned that other line, where you go slowly. That's another way you can approach the situation. It all will depend on what waiting moves they played. It's not easy. Yeah, there is the sacrifice as well, but then they have a different line because they have one additional pawn, and it's like crazy, Abigail. That's like one of the reasons why I didn't like to play 4-5 rook anymore. It's very complex. What Abigail is saying is like to sacrifice this pawn first, but my feeling was they get this additional pawn and it doesn't benefit as much. What was the reason exactly? There's like this one pawn drop somewhere over here that like makes it complicated. I don't remember, yeah, when exactly. Yeah, so you would have to know that line as well. So we lost the lance, or the enemy pieces are activated. They could have sacrificed the bishop here at a glance. Oh! Hey! Look who comes to visit! Didn't we just mention a knight drop on the edge? Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, they just break through, yeah. They have the piece advantage. I mean, they're attacking a very weird trunk way, but it's winning, yeah. And that's, folks, why you push the edge pawn. Ding ding. Yeah. Anyway. Sorry, Momiji. My answer wasn't maybe the best, but like it is really difficult. It's the devil is in the details in this particular opening. Is there something that I should have improved in my Gote position before playing 28? Yeah, so I mean, there's the Elmo Castle. There is the option of. Question is when exactly do we move the rook, stuff like that. Do we go for this line of attacking on the 4th file, or do we prioritize 3rd file? That's another thing you can consider. And yes, the edge pawn push. That's my recommendation. Alright, Justice. Justice, I think we ran out of time, unfortunately, for this week as well. We almost went through the old kifu. Almost. It's like there's 5 kifu left. 5 or 6. I don't know how mathematics work. We're on number 9, but there's 14. Do we count it as 5 or do we count it as 9, 10, 11, 12? That's 6, actually. Got really lost during the PGA, so brief recap on what's going on in the endgame would be nice. I got panicked by Biomi again. This time I feel like I really played poorly. Justice. Right. Thank you for sending. So this opening is called the Pac-Man. This pawn is actually hanging and you can eat it, but then the enemy comes in. And if you promote your bishop, they will promote the rook, and it's very complicated and confusing. But eventually, center will be better. They have this side move, which is open the bishop line, and then there is a crazy variation of take the rook, take it, protect it, but then there's this bishop, and then you drop the rook here or here, and nobody knows who is better anymore. So in order to avoid the complication, Justice decided, haha, I'm not gonna take your pawn. Which is fair. Which is fair. So I'm not sure what Gote is playing yet. Yeah. So I slightly expect bishop exchange. And then the question is, do you want to have pawn here if that happens? I would say not yet. I would maybe exchange here and like go back and then see what they do. If they exchange, and for example I take it with my silver, maybe it will benefit me if the pawn would be still below. It's just an opening thing. I mean, it's not bad shape. Thank you, Zaibach. See you. It's not a bad thing, but it's just like, what do you wanna do type of thing. So we go for Gangi. Okay, fair. We don't redrop the pawn immediately. They attacking. So here they're attacking from their castle side. So I would jump with the knight at a glance. No. No, 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 no. My friend, their objective is clearly this. If you drop the pawn, you speed up their attack. It's clear, yeah? You just allow them to play this move for free. That's the only move you cannot play. Maybe you can consider this move to like block them actually. And then you say, oh, thank you for advancing my silver. Now I'm gonna counter-attack you at the head of your Gangi, which is nice, right? Maybe we could consider that, but never this one. This is like the worst timing ever. I was thinking knight, because if they take, it advances my silver. If they come here, it advances my rook, but maybe pawn drop is what kills me. Maybe. Maybe there is still this move, which is, again... And look, by the way, look, because we didn't drop the pawn, in this position we can pressure the bishop further. And actually we would be happy if they took our knight. Yeah, we would be quite happy, because then we can pressure their castle. That's something we saw yesterday on the... What was it? Was it Aigakari? Or was it like one of the games we watched yesterday? Similar idea happened. Anyway, I think pawn push is also something we could consider, yeah? Or pawn takes also? Move the rook? And what they gonna do? Like... This pawn benefits us, it's advanced. Next, we're threatening this once more. We could threaten their bishop again, and then we could advance our silver. I mean, temporarily this pawn will fall, but in the meantime, maybe we are able to create some attack here. It's complex, but... Like, we are trying to counter-attack on the line they're attacking, which is in front of their castle. Habbo's game, okay. I see, thanks. That was the Meijin Sen game. The Jin Sen. Okay, so here we speed up their attack, and unfortunately we don't have a pawn drop, so they're gonna do this, drop the pawn, we have to go back. This pawn is under attack, so that's good. We take this one with the bishop, they attack there. We could try to, like, retake that pawn. Put their silver in a weird spot, but maybe they have this move or this move. And equal fight happens, yeah? So their bishop is better. If we take this with the pawn, we threaten them with a pawn drop still, so it could be considerable. Actually. If they run here, we have an investment for the future. Could be something we can consider. Or this one, and this time the bishop is in different square. Anyway, many ideas here. So now, unfortunately, they took a lot of space and they're counter-attacking here. Do we consider this a poisonous pawn or not is a question. Because it blocks their bishop, so it kind of benefits us. I would really like to activate the silver, but now you can see it's very difficult to activate it, right? We can consider going here, but they have this move, which we have to block with some weird moves. And the silver is still surviving, and we still don't have a use for this silver, so it's all very weird, because they took so much space over there. And this exchange of the bishop and pawn, I think it really benefited them greatly in the opening. Here, I would even consider taking this pawn. If they go here, I drop the pawn and try to counter. You see, it's probably not working. But like, I almost wanna sacrifice a whole lance to like have something stronger. Yeah, take a lance myself, stuff like that. It's hard to judge who is better here. I have no idea. We have a pawn to block their lance. We have lance drop ourselves next. Maybe it's interesting. That's because they attacked from the castle side. So unfortunately that one tempo. You wanted to play slowly, but now you're too slow. Yeah. Again, do we go here or do we try to keep our rook away from this line? Another idea we can have. Or like here. Because now we can move the silver, now we can jump the knight, now we have something to consider, yeah? If we go back, it's like it didn't change much. Maybe we could consider a different square for the rook. Oh, yeah. Okay, they're pressuring us with the defensive silver, which is annoying. Okay. Why are we pushing the edge pawn? Why are we pushing the edge pawn? Aren't we interested in denying them this square? Now the bishop is active again. Now it's too late. Now it's too late, yeah? Ay. Now it's too late. Are we avoiding the checkmate here? I mean, we could go for a Hishi. Speaking of the rook drop on the second row, also a great move to play around here, but probably silver drop is better. The king runs, we drop the rook. Yeah, okay. Yeah, this is not the right time to pass, definitely. I see we think alike, Lily. Okay, but we panicked in Byomi. I don't know where Byomi was exactly. Started running out of time around move 55, I think. Around here. Simply speaking, Justice, they had more control over the center. As a result. As a result of you losing tempo around here. This is where they make a weakness. This is where you wanna... the counter-attack here. Now your role here is see what they want to do exactly. And then you also wanna see what you wanna do. And then balance those two choices and find the option that's the best for you and the worst for them. So seeing they do wanna pressure the diagonal, I mean, you would be very happy if they took, right? Advances, you're attacking silver. You would be really happy. So based on that, you wanna, like I showed you at the knight jump, yeah? Bring another game into play, a piece into play. If they come with the bishop, we have to deny it somehow. Either we deny it now, or we deny it beforehand. Like here. I see what you're doing, you say, and then you push the pawn and like, I'm not gonna allow you to, yeah? So that's what you should be thinking about. Long-term idea, so you take this pawn and you have a nice vanguard pawn. And there's not much hurry needed. If they take it and they redrop it, it's great, your silver got advanced. Then we can go here. Or something like that. They defend this square, go there. I mean, then the tactics happen and stuff. But you are the one attacking, yeah? You are the one messing up with their position. Here you would win a knight, for example. That would be nice, right? That's because we disabled their main idea. Why did we play this move? Because we saw what they want to do. So you have to ask yourself what they want to do. Especially as double static rook player. You need to understand the strategies behind each move, not only tactics. The Byoyomi panic, that's because you were in a tough situation, and that's unavoidable. In the end, it was a good game. I think maybe you wanna have some counter-attack chances in general, so you wanna keep your rook active. That would be like quickest way to choose a move here. Yeah, or here, yeah? Wanna keep it. Maybe you were afraid of this line. That's fair, yeah? That's fair. But then we have to fight with it. We have to do something in this position. Yeah? We have to try at least. And then we go with your original idea or something like that. It's very difficult, but I'm pretty sure after this game you will be stronger, Justice. Just try to think more about like what your opponent wants. And then it will become more of a habit and more of a knowledge that you have. Alright guys, I think unfortunately today as well we ran out of time. Sorry about that, Lily, I know you were waiting. We have in line, we have Envy Nibich, Ion, Lily and Tom Blance with Shadfield. So the question to you guys, do you mind if we do additional stream tomorrow for your kifu? I will stream with those kifu that we have left and I'm gonna analyze them, maybe ping you guys in the Discord somewhere tomorrow afternoon. Alright, we can also do it on Tuesday if you prefer. How about Tuesday? Tuesday morning, like 9 AM when the chess stream. Usually I would do the chess stream, right? 9 AM. Would that be better? Anyway, I'm gonna do it. You can guys always watch the VOD, I guess. If you have any additional questions you would like me to answer, you can always, you know, drop it on the Discord. Yeah, so I will see you Thursday. Thursday we will have Quest to Enjoy Shogi. Friday is the deadline for the games, guys. So if you didn't play your TD Series games, please do. If you didn't schedule, you should. Yeah. And that's all for now. And I will be trying to make more of those YouTube videos, but no promises because then I won't do anything. Let's see if we can rate anyone. And good luck, Lily, for the WSL. I think you mentioned you will leave now, yeah? Alright. We can rate Gotham Chess. Do you guys want to watch Gotham Chess? Or we can just finish it here. Oh, you can make it great, great. Alright, have fun guys. See you on the Discord. Bye bye.